Hi, my name is Margriet Potgieter, and I'm absolutely delighted to have you join me in the first episode of Shining Through Your Words, a series created for authors with behind their pages journeys and stories. And this is proudly to you by Write and Shine Media House. So I thought today to talk to you alone about my journey, about my latest book, because I cannot expect for other authors, and believe me, we've got incredible people lining up for their interviews, but I can't expect of them, to share if I'm not, willing to share the behind the scenes of my book. And it's not always comfortable, it's not always easy, as we live in a society where we're being taught in a way to smile and wave, like the penguins, no matter what, smile and wave. And this book was created this year in a time that was very, very difficult for me personally. And I'm just going to fall in. I'm going to show you, first of all, this is my latest baby, found in the aftermath. And it was created from a very, very personal space earlier this year, 2024, where I basically reached a mental breakdown. No one could prepare me. I'm a very strong person overall, but there's such a stigma around breakdowns and around, I think, mental health overall. And that's why I'm so passionate about, the fact that so many of the people working with me are either advocates about mental health, or creating content to reach more people, not only to create awareness, but also for healing. So this book was written basically when I was going through my own journey of healing from trauma, and you'll see it's basically healing through narratives, and trauma healing is the core of this whole book. And behind the scenes, I definitely, going through that. My son, I'm a single mom, and my son is a matric, so it couldn't have happened in a worse time. If you look at, any parent who knows how important that final year of school is for their children, all the, everything, the expenses, everything with that. It's a very, very, very a tough year of being stretched emotionally, financially, everything that goes with that. So for me, I was like, what on earth is happening here? Because for me, being so used to that just smile and wave type of vibes my whole life, I couldn't get my head up. I was really struggling. I was crying nonstop. And if you look at the build up, before that, going through times of, there was COVID, then my nephew passed away. For those who know me for a few years now, that was brutal losses in my life. Being an adoptive child, I do think that is something I carried with me for way too long. That stigma as well, that rejection, the story you tell yourself around that not being good enough for others, so many things that come with that. So basically, this book was my way of, and initially, interestingly enough, I didn't think of writing a book to publish. I just wanted a way to find my voice again within this all. So, if you go back a few years before this, I did my TEDx talk literally a few days after my nephew passed away, talking about, and I actually thought when I was on that stage, I actually can't believe I'm doing a talk about the massive disconnect that happens within you when you go through trauma, because this is such a fact. You feel so disconnected emotionally, all that stuff. If you don't take a pause, at least, for that healing moments to acknowledge all of those emotions, because life is busy. And if you don't take that pause, if you don't, ask for help, do things to really nurture yourself, look after yourself in these very difficult moments, things will catch up. And believe me, I learned the hard way. So basically, for me, I actually want to pick up my pen. This is a Write and Shine branded pen. I love the brand so much. But this was literally how I started to write in my journey or in my journal. And I was like, ugh, like I'm joking now, but it was brutal. I was in such a bad shape emotionally. Those close to me know. Literally, I had to cancel a lot of stuff that was going on and really take a pause. And forever thankful that I did, because this is where this was created from a place of taking a pause, not for anyone else but myself. Because I do feel if I didn't take a pause, I don't know what might have happened. I was really in a bad way. So basically, if I can read you the foreword, found in the aftermath. So aftermath is the noun is the consequences or after effects of a significant, unpleasant event. And I wrote, Dear reader, as I sit down to write this, I'm feeling mixed emotions, anticipation, vulnerability, and a deep sense of purpose. For many years, I've carried within me a story that has shaped every facet of my being. It's a story of struggle, of resilience, and ultimately of hope. Storytelling is something I'm born to do, and this narrative I will be sharing is my way to unpack and make sense of so much that has happened. I actually still get emotional when I read this. It's therapeutic and it gives me a voice. Thank you for listening, dear reader. And my hope is that our voices together will be strong and loud on our path of healing and inspiring others along the way. I'm not going to read the whole forward, but it's such a big part, and I actually don't almost want to leave, put the pen down, but it was such a big way for me just to lift my head and give myself a voice. And for all the authors out there, it's a brave choice. People will laugh. I'm not an extrovert. I'm not. I'm a bubbly extrovert, I always say, but I'm an introvert at heart. So I'm not a person who really loves big crowds and all that type of stuff. I love creative time, me time. So this for me was 100% therapeutic going through that very, very tough time. And this is something my hope is that it would inspire, because I didn't write it I did write it for me, but I also wrote it for you in the same breath. And that's why I decided to publish this book for you, the reader, who might benefit from it. So it was really fascinating actually to see it all coming together, as this was previously a radio series that I created a few years ago in Afrikaans, my mother tongue. So for those of you who don't know me yet, I'm from South Africa and my first language is Afrikaans. So I rewrote this during this very tough time, 2024, this year, beginning of the year, to basically I think, just make sense, like I said in the letter to you, of it all, because nothing made sense to me anymore. You do all this stuff, yeah, this is what you have to do. And it's like I checked all the boxes, but what on earth was still missing? What did I do wrong? And I really realized I've never given myself grace to heal from so many things. And basically what I did with the radio series, which was really incredible to do, was do a lot of research about war, physical war. And this is something I will never, ever, ever downplay. And I will never pretend that it's almost close to, what we're going through, an emotional war. But this for me was a way, a narrative to basically try and explain, what you go through when you get that feelings of hopelessness, of despair, of, total isolation at times, the PTSD that follows some traumatic events, the list goes on. And basically, what I did was create a character, Nurse Alice, and she basically had also her own journey through a physical war, which I take you as the reader through. And basically, that was the first section of each chapter. The second section was a writing shelter, that I created with my own input. And then the third section in each chapter is something created for you to basically be very present in the moment with your own story, with your own healing journey. And that is how I put it together. So basically, found in the aftermath for me was absolutely a pivotal moment in my own journey where I felt I was found. I found myself within everything that's happened in my own life. And I'm just forever thankful for stories. And, that's also a big inspiration behind this whole narrative, this whole series by Write and Shine Media House, Shining Through Your Words, where the hope is that people will not only shine, but also really make an impact on those waiting to hear your story through it. So, found in the aftermath, our very first episode in this incredible series. May this inspire you on your journey to not only think about writing your story if you haven't yet, but really, really to make the time for yourself. If this is something you feel, guided to do, don't, downplay that story within you, because that literally can be a very pivotal moment in your own journey of healing, and also for those waiting to be inspired by your words. I do hope you had a fantastic first episode with me. My name is Margriet Potgieter. I'm the host of this incredible series, and I am absolutely delighted to have you join. Feel free to subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, as well as follow us on all our social media pages, and get ready for an incredible magic carpet ride with us, as I will be interviewing. I've got quite a lineup already, wonderful authors from around the world, where we will be shining the spotlight on them and for them to shine through their words at this incredible, incredible series brought to you by Write and Shine Media House. Keep on writing, keep on shining, and never, never, never give up on your dreams. Have a fantastic day.
Just watch me shine.